Welcome to Channel AMEC, your insight to the Australian visa system. Good day everyone, my name is Carl Yang, your online YouTube visa consultant. Are you interested about migrate to Australia? Why don't you consider to subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell on the side, so once we have all the updates and news, you'll be the first one getting all the insight. Today's video, it's all about a question, whether or not you should really pick a regional skill migration or perhaps an employment sponsorship for 2024. Well, it's $1 million question. There is no right and wrong. Despite that, in our channel we have done a lot of explanations between different type of visas. Now this video I will specifically put into a comparison between the two. Well, to be honest, if you wanted to migrate and going through a pathway of visas, it's best that you are open-minded for all type of migration pathways rather than focusing on one pathway, because opportunity comes and goes, and because the government, the department, the Home Affairs Department, immigrations changes policies all the time now, and you may notice that the reason that we have hundreds and hundreds of different videos, because the government change policies all the time. But anyhow, let's do some comparison between the two visa type, which is one, it has been highly sought regional skill migration. Well, before the before the Labour government took place in 2022, regional skill migration has been the hottest topic of all. Why? Because if you go there, you get extra points. The former government provides more points or opportunity or the migration quota for people who are resides in regional Australia. So that's if we're looking at it, it will be usually talked about on the under the subclass 491 visa, and the highly sought destination or locations are so-called Tasmania, Northern Territory, and then the South Australia, Adelaide, and also Perth in Western Australia. Now people go there. So the general rule is this: the rule of thumb is you go there, you study 2 years, you get extra points, and the state or territory government, for those regional Australian governments, they will provide you further incentive. For example, giving you an example is that the Tasmania and Northern Territory, well, they used to open up for all type of skills, despite they have limited quota. So the best location that people had chose to go is whether they're gonna go to Adelaide or Perth, because they provide the largest chunk of quota for regional skill migration during the past years. Now, what happened after Labour government took place? They have done some reform. They were looking to expand further in way that the government of Australia, by means federal government, can have a better control. So obviously they take the control back from the state and territory government. What does that mean? That basically meant they are giving out lesser quota and control, so that the state and territory government are limited to the migration policies. Despite the policies still there, but what we have foreseen on the past 18 months or 2 years is that there are limited numbers on quota. And also last year what happened is Perth, Western Australia, was really hyped up to be the first state announcing their regional skill migration policies. But then a day after, the federal government basically stepped on their face and saying that, well, look, 70% of quota is taken away, and 1 or 2 days later, all the state and territories nomination quota has been taken away by 70% as well. So what happened there? It's basically the change of government, and also at the November last year, 2023, if you recall, the Labour government came with this idea is on expanding the provision of the temporary skill shortage visa, TSS visa. Now I'm showing you the page with medium term, but since I think that was 5th of November, the short term stream are also open for permanent residency pathway as well. So that really opens up opportunity for people to actually migrate through employment sponsorship. Now, let's do a major comparisons. Now, I've done some video previously, talked about how employment sponsorship is actually a better choice now compared to the regional skill. Reason is this. First of all, there's no more choices. All occupations now. Okay, all occupations for employment sponsorships has eligibility to pathway and become permanent resident after 2 years, changing from 3 years down to 2 years working employment full time, and then obviously transferring to become a permanent resident. The only hurdle, the disadvantage compared to the old model is that the income threshold is required to be bumped up to about 70,000 per annum. So perhaps some of the occupation will be quite hard to actually get 70,000 income straight away. For example, chef, cook, some of these trades, employments. But however, as long as you get offered for 70,000, you're there straight away. And another advantage of employment sponsor visa is that it's not really quota control, or there is no nomination by the state or territory anymore. Well, not anymore, it had never been. Now the problem is, obviously a lot of people may say, but then you are obviously being managed and controlled by your employer. However, the new announced and planned policy will have a better control and better managed and balanced policy between employee and employer, which is a better options for the employee, and the employee can actually accrue their work experiences towards to meet that total of 24 months in order to actually transfer to become a permanent resident, rather than the previous policy. Once you change an employment or job, you're required to recount all those work experiences again before you can transfer into permanent residence. So that's the better, that is why the advantage is actually on the employment sponsor side. The other thing is, due to the lesser quota being given to the state and territory government, and plus some of the state and territory government loved to design some very, very complex migration criteria. For example, Tasmania, their criteria is crazily complex. They got so many pathways, and they only get a limited number of quota to actually nominate with. So I'm not too sure how they're going to manage. And for the bulk amount of people working, skilled migrants working out there, it's better that you choose employment sponsor visa, because once you get that nod and agree between you and the employer, you can actually launch the visa straight away, rather than waiting for invitation round, either going to be subclass 189, 190, or 491. How many people have waited for years and years and never really got it there? So anyways, that's the pros and cons between regional skill migration and also employment sponsor visa. So I'll give the winner to the employment sponsor visa for 2024, because basically there's just not enough quota for state and territory nomination anymore. Anyhow, should you have more question, query, more than welcome to leave comment right down below. Let's see you next video. Goodbye.